There's a bunch of call records from Chinatown here. Even though the evidence is solid, the pastor feels something's off. David is a pretty sharp guy, but he's scared stiff. Logically, he shouldn't betray his own. The pastor's biggest suspect is old Jiang, as every time something happens, it seems to involve him. It also seems like he's completely off the hook, managing to keep his hands clean every time. Especially this time, Chen Jiang can't even fathom today's plan. Someone's definitely behind the scenes pulling the strings. Old Jiang quickly changed the subject to Tai, telling him to call his previous big bro to settle things down. He tried hard to track down Chen Jiang, hoping to sort things out. Just when he thought he could meet Chen Jiang smoothly, Chinatown was suddenly locked down. Even though he couldn't understand their dialect, he could tell what they meant just by their expressions. So, he smartly left the place, while Chen Jiang refused to show up. Just when Chen Jiang wouldn't show up, someone suddenly popped out of the staircase. Before old Chen could react, that figure lunged at him. See, it was the stairway warrior, Tai. Old Jiang's skills were no match, but surprisingly, Tai didn't throw a punch. Instead, he snatched the phone right out of his hands. He immediately revealed his identity to Captain Kiwi, turning out to be an undercover from the Intelligence Bureau. Tai's just scared old Jiang's dirty laundry might. Who knows, he might die by old Jiang's words one day. Tai persuaded old Jiang to wait, offering to replace Chen Jiang for better communication with both Korean and Chinese sides. Tai was Chen Jiang's right-hand man, knowing everyone in Chinatown, so no need to worry about Chinese votes. Seeing the fool hesitate, the pastor promised an extra $1 million a month once the job was done. The president wasted no time calling the army, and soon the Chinatown gang was under siege. Chinatown went into full battle mode, with helicopters deployed, all because Chen Jiang snatched 2 tons of goodies from the pastor. The Suriname troops started a massacre in Chinatown, while Chen Jiang was lounging inside enjoying a massage. When he heard his buddy report back, he jumped up. Since they caught wind of Chen Jiang, the army started sweeping the streets, warning people to hide inside for their safety, while Chen Jiang found himself in quite a mess. They told the crowd to get indoors for safety, while Chen Jiang got thumped up pretty badly himself. Chen Jiang exhorted the crowd to enter the house for their own safety and issued a stern order for his gang to surrender immediately. Amidst the confusion, Renju dialed Chen Jiang's number. Chen Jiang had no choice but to reveal himself at the royal convenience store while troops stormed the gang's headquarters, unable to advance any further. Renju and Bai and Tai found Chen Jiang through the back door, catching him off guard. Bai and Tai popped out and shot Chen Jiang, wiping out the gang that's been entrenched in the Chinese neighborhood for years. The big winner was the pastor, who not only got rid of his rival, but also snatched back 2 tons of cocaine. But the real show was still to come, as Chen Jiang's death meant the pastor's cocaine could only get out through a major agent's route. The two couldn't stop laughing on the phone, plotting a transportation route, while Renju and Bai and Tai took Chen Jiang down. In the end, the pastor let his guard down, planning to send the cocaine straight to Puerto Rico. Checking the time, he realized the private jet would arrive in 3 hours. Major Agent finally hung up the phone, feeling a deep sense of relief after 5 long years of hard work. Then, they teamed up with the US Drug Enforcement Agency to lay out a plan. As soon as the pastor got the coke sent to Puerto Rico, they were ready to swoop in and seize it. After that, mercenaries hopped on helicopters heading to the pastor's house, ready to capture him and investigate the Colombian cartel. There was a high-ranking Korean agent at the pastor's place, and a civilian who would be the first to evacuate if things went south. Meanwhile, the pastor's convoy left the estate, heading to a military stronghold in Suriname to catch his private jet. Just as Renju was setting foot on the boarding stairs after bidding farewell to the pastor, the latter unexpectedly halted him, saying, "Why don't you stay here with me? Let's share a drink together." Back at the estate, Bai and Tai was prepping food for the pool party, while Renju planned to tamper with the pastor's car to prevent him from making a swift getaway. The pastor arrived at the pool in his party outfit, while Bai and Tai told Renju to go inside and bury some sausages in the snow. Seizing the chance, Renju showed off his 10 years of auto repair skills, snipping the spark plugs on a few cars. Meanwhile, the security detail began. "You haven't cleaned up yet, let me get your new suit," said the bodyguard. "What for?" the pastor asked, confused. "Did you hear that?" "Oops, my bad." Good thing nothing happened. The bodyguard didn't notice anything unusual. With looming consequences on the horizon, Renju miraculously dodged another bullet, while the pastor's plane had already touched down in Puerto Rico. There to greet him were Old Kiwi and the head of the Drug Enforcement Agency. Saiola approached and asked, "Who's that next to Old Kiwi?" Old Kiwi had to lie. "He's with the US military stationed in Korea, assisting us in this operation." After saying that, Old Kiwi went to inspect the goods, but Saiola insisted on checking the money first. Old Kiwi had to helplessly allow them to park the plane in the hangar, claiming their money, and men were waiting inside. So, Old Kiwi lured them into the hangar, while the CIA pulled out stacks of cash for Saiola to inspect. But it didn't take long for him to spot a problem, and that's when he realized this was a setup. "Move in," the command went out, and Saiola found himself surrounded by the DEA. Clearly, had walked right into a trap. One of the goons tried to fight back and was taken down in an instant. Sayolai thought he could make a run for it, but how naive was he? Sayolai was captured, and Old Kiwi found Flyer hidden in the plane. The Americans sent mercenaries to Suriname, while the pastor couldn't reach Sayolai. He started getting anxious, as Sayolai was now under CIA control. Finally, under duress, he answered a call and was thrilled to speak. "Let's grab a bottle of champagne to celebrate," he suggested, but as he approached the bodyguards, he shot them a warning look. Clearly, the pastor caught onto something in Sayolai's words. Meanwhile, Bainjai Tai also received news from Old Kiwi about Sayolai's situation, noticing a bag of Flyer on him. Bainjai Tai got the word from Old Kiwi that they had 10 minutes until they reached the target base, and soon the pastor returned with champagne in hand. He then asked Renji what he and Old Kiwi had been up to in Puerto Rico, right before pulling out his gun.